Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Akshata KB, 8th SEM from Electronics and Communication Department, East West College of Engineering. My technical seminar topic is on implementation of modern security systems, Honeypot Honey Network on wireless networks. Here is the contents: introduction, what are honeypots, classification, HoneyD, HoneyNet, advantages of honeypot, disadvantages of honeypot, conclusion and reference. Introduction about the honeypots is the internet is growing very fast every day. As the internet is growing every day, the new attacks are also growing every day. So the more you know about your enemy, better you can protect yourself. The main goal of honeypot is to gather as much information as possible. So using of honeypots gives us more information about the enemy attack on the server and the systems. What are honeypots? Here I am going to explain about the definition of honeypots. The meaning of honeypot is these are the new technologies with enormous potential for the security community, and according to Lance Mitchell, the founder of Honeypot Project. The founder of Honeypot Project defines honeypot as it's an information system resource whose value lies in unauthorized use of that resource, and honeypots are used better for monitoring, detecting and analyzing the attacks. In these honeypots, we can classify it into several types, but by the level of interaction, we can classify it as two types. Those are high interaction honeypots and low interaction honeypots. By the implementation part, we can classify the honeypots as two types. They are physical honeypots and virtual honeypots. By the purpose, we can classify the honeypots as production honeypots and research honeypots. Here is the high interaction honeypots. High interaction honeypots are the types of the honeypots. They simulate all the aspects of the OS real system. It means they support the in detecting enemies very well. They can be compromised completely, but the maintaining and use of the higher interaction honeypots are having some risk, and they gain more information in detecting the enemies and in tracking the enemies. For example, honeypot. Here is the architecture of high interaction honeypots. This is the attacker and this is the high interaction honeypot. In between, this is the operating system. Low interaction honeypots simulates some aspects of the system. Means they can't support completely, but they can give the information like who is the attacker, and they just give idea of the attacker, not the whole information. But in the high interaction honeypots, they give the information about the idea of the attacker and how he is attacking the system, like this. They give every information. But in the low interaction honeypot, they only give some aspects. So it's easy to deploy and it is having minimal risk, and using and maintenance of low interaction honeypots is easy, but it gives limited information. For example, HoneyD. Here is the architecture of the low interaction honeypots. Physical honeypots. Physical honeypots are the real machines. It means these are the honeypots with a physical machine with their own IP address. They have their own IP address, and these are the high interactive honeypots. It means they give much information, more information about the attackers and the hackers. Virtual honeypots. Virtual honeypots are these are with a lighter weight. These are the honeypots with lighter weight than when compared to the physical honeypots, and they are simulated by the machines. They are simulated by the machines that are respond to the network traffic sent to the honeypots. They may simulate a lot of virtual honeypots at the same time. But in the physical honeypots, they can't simulate a lot of physical honeypots at the same time. Production honeypots. They help to mitigate risk in your organization, and the help is of three categories. They are prevention, detection, and the response. In prevention, they keep the bad guys out. Production honeypots are used for keeping the bad guys out of the network, and they use encryption. Encryption is used for the prevention of attackers from accessing information. And detection. Detection is detecting the attackers when he breaks in challenges like false positive or false negative. And response. Response can be easily pulled offline. Production honeypots are used for the response. It can easily be pulled offline. Research honeypots. They capture extensive information. Research honeypots they capture more information. Means they give more information about the hackers. They use by this feature of research honeypots, they are used in research, military, and government organizations, and they are used to capture automated threats such as auto routers, and they are used to capture unknown tools or techniques like in military organization, and to better they understand attackers' motives. They can say what attacker is going to do in the next step. Honeybee. Honeybee are the type of the low interaction honeypots, and they provide simple functionality. Honeybee provides a simple functionality. It is able to simulate big network on a simple host and open source software released under GNU General Public License. It means GNU General Public License is a free software license to run information and to run a software. Then Honeybee is able to simulate big network in a single host. It means in a single system, it's able to simulate big network. Like it can use so many softwares in a single host, and it provides a simple functionality. This is how Honeybee works. It can use so many systems in a single network. This is the attacker, and this is the one system having Honeybee network by using these virtual honeypots. HoneyNet. As we know, Honeybee is a low interaction honeypot. Like this, HoneyNet is the high interaction honeypot. Two or more honeypots are together form a HoneyNet. HoneyNet is nothing but two or more honeypots together. We can call it as HoneyNet. It's basically an architecture, an entire network of the computers designed to be attacked. The key to the HoneyNet architecture is Honeywall. And it has two architectures. First one is generation 1 has this architecture, and generation 2 has this architecture. It means in olden days we used General 1 architecture, but in the recent days we are updated to this generation 2 architecture. Advantages of honeypot. Honeypots collect small data sets of high value, and they reduce it to false positive. The cost is effective, and they are simplicity, and they have minimal resources. These are the advantages of the honeypot. And limitations of honeypots are it gives limited view, means it gives limited information, and it doesn't give complete whole information about the attackers and enemies, and it has some risk. Using of honeypots is of some risk because the system will go slow or it will hang. Then fingerprinting. Fingerprinting is the limitation of the honeypots. Conclusion. Effective tool for observing hackers' movements as well as preparing the system for future attacks. Honeypots, it means nothing but honeypots are the effective tools in detecting hackers for the future attacks. It is a flexible honeypot is a flexible tool with a different application security and primary value in detection information gathering. Honeypots has their own value in detection of attackers and getting the information of the attackers. They are the flexible tools. And the reference of the honeypots as follows. Thank you.